As far as I'm concerned, I'm the guest on this block.
We're all guests here in the household. Hello, everybody. I don't know if we're live yet or not.
Are we hot? Let's go.
The hottest. What is up? Twitch.tv/BBB. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Dormancy207. I'm joined today by Brad Muse. Very familiar, very friendly. We're very excited.
Yeah, definitely excited. Nice to come back through, hit up the locals. It's been a little bit for me. I don't know how often you get to come down because you have quite a drive for you.
Yeah, I've made a point of it a couple times so far this year, which has been nice. Caught last monthly here for this one. Got to compete a little bit last time, but I'm in it for comms today. We're just trucking through some brackets, but there's a lot of really good stuff. Nice turnout for Granblue Fantasy Versus. I think everyone's really excited for the update down the line, tentatively. Yeah,
I mean, you know what? Just completely off rip, right? Like the Granblue as a game got dealt a bad hand, right? Let's call a spade, right? Like that game was a pre-pandemic game that dropped at the absolute last possible second, and everything exploded for it. And you know, a lot of people, you know, the people that really wanted to go to bat for that game, they did. That community trudging through the netcode as it was, trudging through all of that and continuing to power through the pandemic period to the point of getting to make the showings that they've made at the offline events in that last year. Absolutely crazy. They definitely deserve this update and another shot at life.
You see a lot of these kind of smaller games that get this resurgence, and it's not always because you see some trailer or something, right? Like I'm thinking about, was it Combo Breaker that Undernight, everyone made a real big push in like 2019, maybe 18, and
I think
brought
you're
out
right.
like almost like 300 people for that game.
Yeah. And it was like it was the big convert. I was one of the people converted. I saw it, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's Anime Street Fighter." I was like, "Let's give this game a try," right? Everyone's talking about it. Let's give it a try, and it blew my mind.
Well, if you like Anime Street Fighter, you are very much in the right spot right now. I think a lot of people who like some of the older 2D fighting games, Street Fighter Third Strike comes to mind for me, really enjoyed this game for the basic fundamentals of it. You know, everyone does have their dirt. There are ways to play this game that can be a little bit more frustrating than weaving left and right and neutral, but a lot of times it can come down to your good whiff punishing, your clean pressure. There's not a lot of ways to, you know, skip a turn for certain characters, and so between like a sort of like simple, straightforward system on the surface with really solid mind games underneath that, I think this game works really well for people that are kind of in that old school. You know, it's fairly straightforward combos, but the way you get to those things, the way you have to open someone up, is really about that like patient game, that clean game, and I think it really plays into the strengths of people who are willing to wait for that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, and I explored this game a little bit when it first came out. I know we don't have to pretend like we didn't do this dance before. You know, you and I were commentating this with Casa and stuff early pandemic when we were still running this title really early on. I fell off a little bit after the first couple of months.
Who were you playing at first?
I've tried Catalina.
Yeah.
Is that her? I tried Catalina for a little bit, just because she immediately reminded me of Mitsuru.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
But it didn't really stick. And then I think if I were to revisit it, I think Beelzebub looks so sick.
Yeah, I mean, they're both great characters. I think they're both on, oh no, not both on screen right now, but we do have Beelzebub. Definitely really solid character, has a lot of those big swinging buttons that people like to have in Mitsuru in the same way. But you have the EX dive kick, you have ways to kind of stall your air momentum, you have an enormous projectile, and some unique movement with your teleports too. The character's very strong. But
tell me a little bit about Avatar Belial. I remember the Scourge that was launch vanilla, like regular Belial.
Regular Belial, very spooky, had some crazy buttons. This character was someone that people predicted to be really scary at launch, and the hype for them kind of petered out initially, but I think people are finding a lot to like about this character. The one thing is you are running into that sort of high-risk playstyle a lot of his specials can spend your life bar to enhance them.
Oh, okay.
And ultimately, you're doing similar damage to a lot of the cast, even with that. So a lot of times you're shredding your life, kind of like Carmine in Under Night.
Sure.
But not always for the best returns. You have to be really clean with the rest of your game. Because that one time you get hit, you can be taking a bunch of damage.
All right, I like that up back out of our player on the player one side, who I think we might have to switch over so that we can see the overlays on the other screen. Looks like it's going to be Nami and Guan.
Absolutely. And yeah, you're seeing now that life deficit, right? Avatar Belial does not want to be behind on life, because every time you spend one of those extended specials, you're going further down in that deficit.
Ooh, okay. Immediately closing that one out, doing a great job of tightening the string around their opponent there, keeping the corner locked down. And I think a lot of that ended up pretty simple and straightforward from our Beelzebub player, right? Just like 1 or 2 cycled knockdowns and then just kind of seeing it out from there.
Yeah, and you see them trying to keep it very clean here. Turn does get skipped in Avatar Belial's favor and into extension. A little bit of damage. Okay, nice air command grab. Reminiscent of like Devil Jin.
Okay.
Horns and all, right? Like. But yeah, definitely trying to sort of stay in that outbox range. Oh,
okay.
Greasy super. That's going to hit. I don't know if it's going to kill it. Very much could. That was a low life like SSBA. So damage on the board, but no, we're still alive.
Oh, a teleport.
Oh,
We've got the damage in the back. Absolutely, to be able to close that one out. The first game goes on the board.
Yeah, comeback supers can be a lot of damage in this game. I think a lot of really strong players have such a safe offense that they can usually bait that kind of thing out with like a meaty jab. But it is so easy to get close to that stuff when you're sort of in the intermediate range in this game. God, it feels bad to take 60% off of a wake up.
Absolutely. Oh my god, another big teleport. You can see that Guan is really trying to represent between neutral jump to blow up this sort of air dive kick option, or just representing the teleport either covered behind their fireball or to dispose the fireball out of Nami.
Yeah, this character has some interesting options from the air after Belial, having the eye lasers, again, very Devil Jin, command grab, and that stomp extender to turns. Can be kind of hard to deal with in the air, but after Belial is going to get hit by those like large projectiles if you can maintain the range as Beelzebub. But here, filling up another round for Avatar, finding the hits, a few stray reversals in there too, kind of maintaining that scramble pressure.
Ooh, mine's bigger, says Guan, representing the EX dive kick out of Beelzebub.
Oh,
the teleport.
Nothing personal.
It's been such a consistent element of this matchup between the two of them. Nami has to go to the air and represent that verticality. It's obviously, I mean, even just apparently such an important part of Avatar Belial's kit is to go for that sort of command jump. But it's a little transparent, and it seems that Beelzebub has an assortment of tools to deal with.
Yeah, and the teleport is something that Nami hasn't been able to deal with compared to being able to deal with those like aerial movement options. You really have to be able to check that teleport in neutral. It's kind of the classic like Ibuki cross under type thing.
Sure.
It is very interruptible, but you have to be ready for it.
Well, this would be set point now for Guan if they're able to close this round out. By the low, we get a nice starter here for Nami. Oh no, wanted to get the corpse hop there, but the backsway recovers in time. Guan gets to take their turn.
And see that extension, sacrificing some health, but not getting any real pressure off of it. Ooh, base reverse, no punish. For their cross-up button on jump in, but not finding it. Okay, is that gonna tag the back down? Yes, it is.
That's a hit. It's not a grab. That's a hit.
That one I believe is a hit. Nope.
Oh my god, it didn't.
Any damage. Okay, big projectiles. And yeah, teleport for the game. No, hold on.
What?
Mid-screen should have cashed out super.
Oh, JA.
Tenth round. One of those moments where you realize you had the resources to end the game and went down a different path. That is like so scary. You have to really wrangle yourself to say, okay, I'm going to find my outlet to the round, because it's so easy to get frazzled after something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think from Nami there, I don't feel like they were ever really able to execute what I imagined their game plan was, right? It seemed like so much of it was trying to represent that, install jump with either laser or dive kick, and I feel like Guan did a really effective job of playing around that and nullifying it, and so you ended up in this spot instead where it seemed like you needed to be doing, low starters into those like Rekka strings, and you were talking about these extensions. Now here's a question. Of those extensions, are any of them safe, or any of them like good stagger points? Like where, is it like you cash out the life but then you end up safe? Like where are we at?
Some of them are safe, and it depends on what special you're using in the first place. You typically, I don't believe that character has multiple extensions for individual special moves, but like you saw in the air, that teleport to stomp.
Yeah.
That is a good way to extend your pressure in exchange for a little bit of life. On the ground, the enders are more so for damage or sort of the surprise factor of like a last hit. In the way that some like Tekken strings are like that.
You finish a one string. It's not that finishing the one string is good. It just keeps them on their toes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it gives you something to compare to like a stagger, right?
Okay.
Like where you might be doing just 2 hits of it first. That being said, you're right that the Avatar Belial didn't really get any pressure started in, and that comes with like a really fundamental offense game flow in this game where you really want to be tagging someone mid-screen and cashing out to one of your EX specials. Those all give you a hard knockdown, and that gives you a way in to do a little bit more like safe, straightforward pressure.
Yeah, we saw that off rip from our Beelzebub player immediately, right? Like started straight into the EX for the knockdown, teleported and kept the pressure going. We saw that sequence repeated really early on.
Yeah, and if you can loop that, you're really forcing your opponent to react to your offense, block it out, or look for the grab. But you can do that fairly safely outside of reversal situations. Whereas more like light supers and just getting those like smaller tags in neutral are going to put you back in the scramble a little bit. And at that point, it's whoever can scramble the best. So if that's your game plan, it's definitely an option. But I think this game definitely rewards a straightforward, practical offense.
There's another interesting point. I'm realizing that we saw none of the newer mechanics in that last set.
Yeah.
None of the, what is it, overdrive?
Yeah, so you have overdrive and rush and whatever the backdash one is called. We don't use that too much. I think some best players do, but I'm not the best player. And yeah, we didn't really see too much of that. They're really strong and really good ways to spend your meter, which for the last couple years, there was no other way other than super. So you're basically building that up. If you were in a position where you could cash out 2 of those for some reason, even for pressure, it was pretty rare and really strong, but otherwise it was kind of like almost like V-Trigger where you're probably going to use it once in the match and you want to make the most of it. Ideally, you'd like it to kill.
Sure. All right, so it looks like we're loading in. I believe this is supposed to be FBoy versus Mozz. This is going to be another round 1 match here. Catalina versus Lancelot.
I know FBoy loves this game. FBoy's been playing this game since we were on Costa doing it, like on release.
Okay, a button check.
Yep, got a little bit of a button check here. Mozz, strong strive player, in my experience. I think I got waxed by them last time I was here on stream. Figure out who's playing who. I want to say Lance is Mozz, and then FBoy was playing Catalina back in the day. I assume they still are.
See, I'm trying to look over, but I can barely see the setup, so it's hard to tell.
Just peeking.
Just screen peek like the old school Xbox LAN local days?
Well, I don't.
Screen peek?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely a screen peeker.
You're a screen peeker.
I would
okay.
stream snipe.
You heard it here first.
Anybody playing a fighting game. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't do it for Dota. That's cheating.
Sure, but like you do it like Mario Kart.
Definitely.
Or Halo.
Yeah.
You screen peek. You're like, oh.
Oops.
Suddenly, oh, they got the sniper rifle? Oh, so okay.
No plasma grenades? Okay.
All right. I'm not gonna poke my head out of the sight line. I'm not gonna peek.
Knowledge check. What's up, Alex? Hello. I'm sorry you couldn't make it too.
Versus Lancelot.
I'm glad these guys can make it. Got what is it? 12 in bracket? A little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it.
A little bit more. Yeah. So seeing Valcion and Tamsun. Valcion going forward. See who wins on this one. Lance, strong character. I'm sure Alex is a fan of this, this Lance player, who I do think is Mozz.
Controller disconnected. Oh boy.
Scary. You don't want to do that round start.
That's a round. Take the round. Somebody take the round.
Oh, take the round, yeah. That is allowed. If you tell me I could do that against the best player in the world, I would say, thank you. Good game.
That's it. Your responsibility as a TO is to enforce it equally, because no one wants to be the guy on the stage that feels like you're an ass if you take the rounds.
I'll do it. Get ready. Happy to do it. All right, we're in business. So, Lance, character that was pretty dominant on release. Catalina as well. Catalina got kind of the short end of the stick as the game developed, but just recently, she's gotten a few little things that I think make her really strong. Some of her buttons in mid-screen are much faster. Allows her to whiff punish and be less whiff punish as time goes on. Rush, as you were talking about earlier, also really helps characters with those good buttons in mid-screen because it can be comboed off of any normal, and then comboed into specials, which also got buffed in the a patch just a couple weeks ago. So Catalina has a lot more scary stuff mid-screen, which is where she sort of wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't been there certainly though here. Mozz on the Lancelot, again, assuming that our names are right. Bear with us, please, if they're not. But I feel like Mozz is really just running away with that offense. A nice confirm off the jab string there, just putting FBoy immediately into the corner, and this strike throw game is just completely opening them up. Every hit is a counter hit.
Yeah, we're going into fireball pressure there. Not a clean extension, but finds the hit, finds anything that they need to get through that round, and going to go up one with that strong corner pressure. Yeah, I mean, Catalina doesn't want to be in the corner. Nobody wants to be in the corner, right?
No, but you should, you know, play the video game, which is not what we're really seeing. Lands on the fireball, unfortunately, just like that, you're immediately back in the corner. The frame trap works out once again, smoked by the overhead. All right, we blocked that one that time, but we take the turn, but that's not safe.
Yeah, a little scary. Gonna try to get out of there with the rush, but not a clean punish. Overhead is not actually punishable. It's slow. There is a lot of recovery on it, so you can have your turn taken from you, but that will not get you killed. You can jab someone out of it. Which maybe is the move for FBoy, trying to react a little bit earlier rather than blocking and trying to interrupt to get out of that corner.
I mean, I gotta tell you right now, the offense out of Mozz is looking pretty vanilla, and I'm feeling like FBoy might be lactose intolerant because they are not handling it well.
So there's no lactose for vanilla, but you're talking, I see what you mean. It's a little icy than maybe we're in
well, yeah.
here. Yeah.
Okay, finally gets a clean jump in, but even off these 2A strings, nothing really comes of it. Plus frames right into the overhead, and once again, trying to take the turn after.
Yeah, after getting hit, too. That's the worst part. Okay, jumping out, and again, not finding the cross-up, but does get that corner. Throwing the pressure away for kind of a string, and yeah, just clean punish. You know, Mozz, for lack of combos off of some of these light buttons, they definitely have enormous game sense. They're playing very safely. They're punishing when they need to. Lance 5A is kind of unique in that there isn't a close enough far version of it.
Okay.
It's all the same, and it always chains, which is why we saw earlier that they could get 1, 2, 3 5As into string.
Okay.
But it's a fast button. It's got decent range, and you can string it from anywhere. So just waiting for those opportunities. Mozz scoring light hits into knockdowns, into pressure, like we talked about.
Right. It's a really. It seems like in these early rounds, and maybe people are, like you said, maybe people are revisiting this game and excitement for what's coming down the pipe. Maybe there's a little bit of unfamiliarity with the way the game should feel, right? Like there was definitely elements there, I think, of FBoy trying to take their turns in spots where they obviously felt as though maybe they were going to be afforded the chance to, because we've seen them play other games.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe that must just be some unfamiliarity with how this title works right now.
Yeah. I mean, especially if they're coming back to it for the first time in a while, you're definitely getting your bearings. There's so many things you could be coming back to at this point. Catalina, like I said, recently made a much stronger character. But things like that rush, if your secondary character doesn't have that kind of thing, you're getting used to having it again.
Yeah.
Whereas you might be using something, especially to extend your strings there, that is normally maybe -2, -3, not so punishable. But Lance puts on a lot of pressure definitely one of the offense-oriented characters in this game.
Absolutely.
And it can feel kind of scary in the corner when you're there. You really want to take those opportunities out, but you have to remain clutch. You have to make sure that you're picking your spots to pressure out and your routes to getting out of that corner. We saw a few really good jump outs from FBoy.
Yeah.
Which gave them a little bit more space than some of their other options. It's a matter of finding those spots and then converting a little more off of them. Catalina, at her best, does a ton of damage.
Yeah, and I think there's also something to be said that, you know, we even said up top that what makes Catalina really work is she's really good at mid-range. And I think one of the difficulties there is we never really saw any representation of like the very tip of 5A or 5B or 2B where, you know, you can really start to utilize the range advantage that she should have over Lancelot, right? Like she should be able to win that footsie game. And instead what happened was they just got kind of bulldozed over. And that's what led to what we saw up until that final round where even just sort of auto-completing into the lunge, they ended up so close because everything happened so close that they were negative and in a range to be punished for it.
Yeah.
So it was like you're not even really getting the chance to autopilot your strings because you're not playing to the character where they're not going to be brutalized for this.
Right. And, you know, it's a warm round. First round is always tough in these brackets.
Yeah.
Like, it's about getting your bearings, remembering what your tools are best for. Okay, we are going to see JamieLeeCurtis up in the mix.
Oh, are we? Okay. So it looks like Mozz sitting back down, then Beelzebub into Lance.
Yeah, I'm curious. This matchup is a little scary for Lance sometimes with the big buttons and the projectiles.
I would think the big buttons, what I was going to see is the projectiles. Beelzebub has that projectile with that super high vertical hitbox to it. So I imagine that's the kind of thing where you have to be a little bit more careful on how you space Lancelot's command movement with you know, that up forward teleport. Because if you don't time it properly, you could still be covered by that fireball.
Yeah, it also has really high, what's the term I'm looking for? Like projectile strength. Like it's going to eat up Lance's EX and move right through it at the full charge or EX. And yeah, dive kick really fast, leaving you plus. Lance doesn't have super true reversal. He does have like kind of a get out of jail free card that puts him in the air, and you can hold it for reversal, but it's a little slower than a lot of reversal options are.
See, really already trying to represent with that move as a long-range poke. Between that and the 2B, I like that off-rip out of JamieLeeCurtis.
Yeah, that big special is really good for controlling space. You are staying out of Lance's operating range when you're using that. There's not like a clean punish for you. Oh, just running in, tagging it though. Mozz finding an outlet.
Ooh, I love that. Back teleport out just like that. You're back to mid-screen. That's a big value add here for JamieLeeCurtis, who is maybe being a little bit less active and neutral than I would have liked. Oh, okay, a little bit too far away to get anything off that 2A.
So far, keeping it pretty even, but Mozz finding a way in, and JamieLeeCurtis finding a way out. Very funny cat and mouse. Wow, good pickup.
Love that. Get the knockdown. We didn't cash out an EX, so we don't get anything off it. Wow, that functions as an anti-air there. Cool. There's the overdrive out of Mozz.
And Mozz being very careful here, knows that EX dive is an option. Seems like JLC trying to limit their usage of it just to throw Mozz off, but okay, here comes the classic pressure game. Stagger Rekkas. Third one's dangerous.
No.
Second one you can do something about.
What's the chance? The choice going to be find the throw tech. Nothing really off of that slide. How dare you try to go into my space? You're not going to get anything for it. Teleport out. Oh.
You have to be ready for it. Beelzebub loves to jump out of the corner that way. That was absolutely...
Yo, I heard them hitting the stick. They definitely wanted like a 5A there, and they did not get an immediate teleport into the cross-up there on the side of GLC.
Kind of riding the wave of that last hit with the round start teleport, right? Like, you keep them in your head. Okay, nice. Space control again. This
would be my character. I think that's like, every time I watch Beelzebub, I'm like, damn, that's messed up.
Yeah.
That's a really good poke.
This character is really dirty. They were considered one of the best for a very long time. I don't know what's taking them out of favor in that way, but I think they still have really strong tools. Just that maybe more of the top three can like hang with them a little bit more than before.
Maybe nice to get the record pressure. Overdrive comes out once again from Mozz. Unafraid to use that system mechanic. Doesn't take their turn on that left-right scramble situation. Mozz still trying to drive. JLC, nice counter poke.
And the thing about Overdrive is that it puts chip on all of your moves. Wake Up Super, very sick. Okay, just popping.
Oh.
What do we do here? Movement options. Okay, nice blocks. Interrupt on the next one. Believe it right now. And OD going to be a factor here. Chip damage on all of your normals. Enhanced chip damage on all of your specials. And chip damage is a win condition in this game.
Battle 3, engage.
All right, well, that's one round apiece here.
Okay, overheads are making a lot of dividends for Mozz today.
And that stagger pressure is really opening up. The staggers behind the Rekkas in the previous 2 rounds, leading to a lot. Oh my god, the tricky double overhead here, trying to bait out these tools out of JLC.
A little bit of ground to make up for JLC here, but nice. That's going to be a nice hard knockdown. You do have pressure in the corner. I don't know what to do about it. They are worried about those wall jumps. Good way for Lance to escape. Has a few ways to change the air momentum and make it a problem to get that counter hit, even sometimes switching the corner. Here we find Mozz with the corner again. Only a little damage needed to get that last bit. Okay, Super. You have to spot dodge. You cannot block out of your run in this game. Very scary. Something you very much have to adapt to if you haven't played for a bit. Nice sweep in the overhead to seal it. That was perfect spacing on that sweep.
Yeah, I liked a lot of what JLC brought to the table there. I think part of the difficulty was they're playing a very spacing-dependent game, and I don't think they feel super comfortable, baiting and punishing like 5A and 2A. Which is obviously, I mean, you spoke to how strong and fast a tool that is out of Lancelot, but there were a couple of these spacing traps where, JLC had set up and elicited the response they wanted, but then they were not ready to pull the trigger behind it.
You're not seeing very much of 5H from the Beesu Club right now, which is a very large button that leads into a lot of combo starters. I think a little more comfortability there in these situations. Anytime that super, or special rather, is coming out, 5H may be leading right there, we see. Potentially to a little bit more damage. So we'll see if they can find that.
Put that out of Mozz, trying to move in behind that fireball, but nice neutral jump out of JLC.
Overhead's going off. Nice teleport out. Not going to deal with that for 1 second.
I like the patience out of JLC right now, just taking their turn after the Rekka, but they were a little bit too far away.
Here we go. Super. No, doesn't have it yet. Though that's something where Rush might have extended that combo. If they hadn't entered for it, they could have found the damage. Rushing out, rather, to maintain that space.
Okay, overdrive after the teleport.
Oh, no!
What's really interesting about that is Mozz is clearly having difficulty checking after the teleport, so that overdrive there is an adjustment, right? Like, it's like we've consistently seen the defensive overdrive to be like, I don't want to deal with this, what I perceive to be a threatening situation. But if it's coming out in that spot, it means they're, maybe they're feeling a little bit sluggish.
Yeah.
So I think you still represent the teleport threat in that case.
Absolutely, and there still hasn't been like a hard call out to that just yet. The overdrive is very helpful. It covers a few different options, being invincible and having a hitbox there, or hitbox rather. But
JLC is continuing to demonstrate that they do not know what to do off of these 2As. They keep getting like 2A, 2A, 5A, and then into nothing.
Yeah, I think bigger conversions could definitely lead to a different advantage state for either of these players. Looking very even again, but getting so much off the overheads. Strike to alive. We are going to wake up Super as it's going to be blocked. Super of their own. That should wrap up the round.
Is that Johnny Young Bosch voicing that character?
What's that?
I said, is that Johnny Young Bosch voicing Lancelot?
I don't know who that is, so I'm going to say it's
You don't know who Johnny Young Bosch is?
It's definitely them.
Everyone all right?
Johnny Young Bosch retired after Trigun.
Simply lucky I had the strength.
He retired back in the 90s.
Perhaps all the time
I feel like you're memeing, because that's, I don't think that's...
Oh no, I think just anime he retired from, sorry. He never did another anime after Trigun.
That's not true.
What else did he do?
Isn't he Ichigo?
I don't think so.
We must be thinking of the different people. Hold on.
Is there an IMDb for this?
Yeah, no, I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna get absolutely obliterated. Yeah, he's Ichigo.
Is he
And he was Lelouch in Code Geass.
Oh, I never watched the dub for that.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm like, no, he's still working.
Actually, you know what? I am talking out my ass. He came back for the new Trigun.
Yeah, he did that too. Hold on. So now I have to look up, is he in this game?
All right, while we're delving
This is
into,
super important to
while
get
we're
in.
delving
This is
into
a
the
detour that
IMDb
we have to do right now. Yeah, he was also Nero in Devil May Cry 5.
of this guy who is Nero in Devil May Cry 5. Please check out the Maturino. It's exclamation point Maturino. You've seen it 100,000 times.
Oh yeah, that's a way more important thing than what I'm doing.
Well, you're still doing that, and I'll do this. And you can just go on that site, open a tab next to your IMDb page, and click Maturino, link in the chat. Click donate 50 cents with a button on there that's, I think, big and red, and doesn't cost you anything. And money will go right into the pot for the players tonight. Somebody up at the tippy top of this bracket will be walking away with a little extra scratch. Every little bit is nice to have when you're running away from your monthlies and your local. So if you can make that happen, that would just warm our hearts.
Select.
I think I clicked in there earlier, and there's a little bit of scratch in there already. So boost those numbers up. It's free. It's easy. It's great to do in between matches like these. And thank you for watching, checking us out. It's such a treat to be seeing this game on stream again. I'm looking forward to more and more of it. It's been awesome to see the majors level of play just gets better and better. So thank you so much. I am looking at this bracket. Nami going over Alex. I don't know if Alex is here, but AlexSmith godlike in this game. So
yeah, I was gonna say Alex. Like, I remember at CEO 2021 they did U.S. versus, was it U.S. versus Japan or U.S. versus the world? They did the 10v10.
Yeah.
I know Alex was on that.
Alex carried a little bit. So I'd be surprised to see them out in the typical fashion. Maybe not here, but if so, good stuff to Nami. I think we are seeing...
This is going to be Beesu and Mozz. So Mozz running a little bit of a gauntlet on stream for all y'all today. I hope you enjoy Lancelot.
If you don't, honestly, Beesu might be the strongest player here. If anyone's going to take Mozz down, I would not be surprised to see Beesu also very strong in third strike. You're going to see a lot of far H with this character. So nice stagger pressure. Come on.
Oh, right into the command grab. I'm sorry, you're going to have to do with the mix-up now.
That command grab, so scary. The gold flash makes you want to block, and you get thrown every time. Okay, damage on the board. And Mozz bringing the BBBs out. Let's go.
Okay.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, nice clean 50%, but they've cashed out a bit of their specials. They're getting some stuff back now, so they can try to make some stuff happen. But I love the 2-8 take on the overhead.
Overhead
counter hit confirm out of Beesu.
Baited.
Oh my god.
The final chapters.
That is not free. It's a really good way to interrupt pressure. But if they smell it on you, all it takes is a spot dodge, and you see right here what happens.
So, and I mean, Mozz already demonstrated for us in their last game that they're willing to use that overdrive as the defensive choice. So, yeah. I mean, maybe Beesu was watching for that and was like, oh, okay, I understand. This is how you're going to get out when everything is really scary.
Absolutely.
Well then.
There's that 5-8 button that people are very scared of with this character. We talk about Launch Belial. That was the tool.
Oh, I remember Launch Belial.
Yeah.
That was the tail end of my tenure with the game.
Yeah, this character's still very strong. Great buttons in neutral. Huge extensions, lots of damage, and you have your fireballs. You have all the tools that you want in a character in a game like this. Okay, all right, here we go. Yeah, Mozz turning it up a little bit. Oh, missing the final extension there, but...
Yeah, Mozz is really trying to extend the stagger strings the same way they did against JamieLeeCurtis. But I think Beesu is already demonstrating a whole lot more confidence in taking their turn back after, like, an A stagger.
You see just the delay option there too, right? Like, so that is what you see from high players, high level players. The delay jab, rather than just jumping right into it, that is going to help you check for things like it's going to help you check for a whiff throw. You have really good reactions off of those situations. Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing.
Oh, and we get a pickup? Okay.
Yeah, that
sounds good.
Full bow. Safe jump, and you don't two safe characters. That is your reversal option as Lance, and as you see right there, you have two options. You can go right into it, like an anti-air, you might find your way out, or you can hold it for the actual EX reversal, but it's like 35 frame startup, and if someone blocks it, then you're in trouble.
Beesu's looking really, really dominant right now.
Let's open you up.
Oh, nice grab. Right up, and we are back in the corner.
Oh, wow. Ready with the air-to-air again. Finally gets out, and now Mozz is finally going to be able to maybe start some offense of their own. But once again, it's, two-way tick right into stuff. And Beesu is immediately like, cool, you're leaving space. I'm taking that space.
Yeah, those throw loops are not so clean. You can jab out and like that, and jump out. Throw leaves you pretty vulnerable. A player like Beesu going to find a 2A to get out of pressure situations like that. All right.
Come at me, bro. Jesus. Just the willingness to, Street Fighter shimmy right now. Right into the confirm and the super.
This super looks not a lot of life left on Mozz's side. Yeah, that is going to kill.
I'm really lost.
I think that is going to be...
Yeah, I think that's 2, right?
Yeah, that's going to be a win for Bisu. It's funny, that parry stance, the are you not entertained arms here.
I wish you'd
if you wait that thing out, you get
Your ice was
pretty full punish.
like to be
So kind of risky. I think Bisu maybe trying to send a little statement here.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It definitely felt like by the end there, I don't even need to hit buttons to play the game. There's the amount of just point blank, walk back, walk forward. There's a lot of 2A, completely dash right back into range 0, 2A, and dissuaded Mozz from actively playing the game so much.
Yeah, you have to wait your turn on that corner pressure, and it can be really hard. Both these players are really adept about the sort of strike throw game plan. But Beesu has a little bit of an extra edge on those defensive options, knows when to jab out. As we saw there, has just the wildest confirms, waits, baits, and punishes on reversals.
I mean, every counter hit to B was led into big damage after. And we saw, you speak of confirms, Mozz got a couple of good hits. We saw a couple of those, 50% B&Bs right into the corner lockdown. But what kept happening was, if they got a good hit, that was the end of the tank.
Yeah. You have to be careful in this game. Your EX moves all have a cooldown, so when you are getting those corner combos, the best way to do damage is cash out, but you are left with a little bit less, like you said, in the tank when the next offensive opportunity comes up. So that's when maybe your throw feels a little bit more lucrative.
Sure.
And if a player like Beesu knows that,
No, absolutely. Yeah, and that's... I think that's one of those fundamental skills that's applicable to a lot of different games, is the way that you risk-reward around how you choose to decide what you do in an offensive situation can change based on the resources on the table. And so something like that, like you're speaking to, where, all right, you're locked out of special moves, so going for a combo-centric approach is not going to yield the return you need.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where, as a defender, being tuned into that is super valuable.
Yeah, and honestly, just the resource game in general in this, you'll find people will try to dodge that whole process by saving a super that helps them skip a turn, right? And so, or a special rather.
Yeah.
So that way, they get their big combo, they get their hard knockdown, and then they still have something to extend pressure while everything else is recharging. And that's a good way, you'll see it with EX Fireball, for instance, for Lance, doesn't really combo into everything else in the corner.
Right.
And you don't get a much better return off of EX Rekkas because they're so scaled by the end of it. So you're using your other moves to extend pressure, to do the damage, and then you still have some offensive options when, Okazeme comes up. Beesu can definitely do the same thing with, EX Fireball.
Sure.
And that it happens a little earlier in the combos, so sometimes that will recharge a little bit faster than everything else. But yeah, making sure you use your resources effectively in this game. Because you're not spending meter for EX, you're spending time.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
that's an interesting point.
And it makes for a similar sort of resource, but something interesting about this compared to, say, Guilty Gear or Street Fighter is that you have your EX stocked round start.
Right.
99 seconds on the table. You can rip every special that you have. You can do your super, but if you want to spend some cooldowns, you can do it instantly. It's about what you get off of them. Some of those things are necessary to get in against the best players.
So it looks like, I mean, first of all, thank you for coming through, Rowlet Tellet. I love those emotes. We have the chat open on one of the screens in front of us on the side. Just watching Dancing Rowlet is catching my eye the entire time. Thank you for tuning in. Second, it looks like we're jumping over to the other half of our winner's side top 8 in the form of Nami versus Tessiro. And I think the characters loading in was Beelzebub and Kag.
Yeah, we saw Nami playing a little bit earlier, so they went up against Guan. I think the first match we saw.
Yeah.
And then Cagliostro dominant in the NA scene, I would say. You always see Merp and Zombie Moo in the majors, top 8, frequently. Wavi also Cag player, and this character is scary. This is the character for people who are like, this game is dry as a bone. If you're someone who doesn't want to play the simple footsies Fireball, Tatsu, Shoryuken game, this character has things that can upset you on the ground. Has air traps, has a spear that shoots out from the back of the screen, and a lot of ways to channel all those things into a really frustrating pressure game, and also a really frustrating neutral game. I would say frustrating is the game plan for this character.
Okay, and that's interesting, because I feel like, I was going to say Beelzebub, outside of, having a teleport, seems comparatively straightforward, right? Really strong buttons, really good pokes that lend themselves to, pressure that can be difficult to deal with. We've got the traps in the back, going to be able to cash out a little bit more damage. Look for a standing reset of some kind there?
Yeah, just getting 2 hits on the board, but no extension ready. There are a few ways to get the wall bounce in the corner, but a few cooldowns were spent a little earlier. Those air options, you can't jump into those. You can't jump out. Finding that hard knockdown. Tries to teleport off, but gets thrown, and scramble time. That fireball is always going to win.
All right, how far are we going to press that? Rush wants to get right back in. Rush comes back out from Tessiro to try to make something happen. How far are they going to be able to press this? No anti-air off the forward teleport. Wins out on the trade.
So Screen Pollution is Cagliostro's best offensive strength, right?
Okay.
You have the spear coming through, you have the rock, all the things that someone can get trapped in. Really good ways to annoy mid-full screen. Beelzebub also has some really good tools for that. We can see the black hole coming in, that will bring you forward. You can jump out of it. And then that strong fireball, the air dash, some interesting ways to interact with Cag's tool set.
Our teleport, ended up on the same side. Do you get to pick, or is that just a byproduct
of? It depends on the strength of the skill, but it's a certain distance. So even, you won't cross up.
So it's not relative to them, it's relative to the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But oftentimes, you can end up right behind them. Okay. That does get stronger as you hold it. So once you're at the 4 or 5 level.
Oh my god.
Nice hit on the clash.
Yeah, you have to be worried about, this feels impossible, right? Okay, managed to get the teleport out, but it was not going to matter. What I was going to say is, you spoke to screen pollution. Chip is a real factor. The fact that off that knockdown, it was like, well, you're just about dead, and I've already set up a few traps, and the stone is orbiting. So it's like, what do you do at that point? You need to make a high-risk play to get out and completely maneuver around it, because you can't start blocking or you'll die to Chip.
Exactly. You have to really find a way out of those situations, and it can be really difficult. That is the magic of this character. Very much like Byakuya in some ways. Once everything.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I might have to play this character.
That's okay with me. And they're getting a lot of pressure in this corner here, not even needing to cause that trouble in neutral, but quick turnaround. Nami happy to get that back throw. Nice
okay.
Got him. That was a very hard read. That super does a lot of damage, but you can spot dodge it. If you stay and block it, it pushes you full screen. So spot dodge is a good way to navigate it, but yeah, going all the way through for the cross, it doesn't really matter which one you do, I guess.
I think you spoke to you saw Nami play earlier today, and I think there's elements of their game from their set with Guan that we're seeing here, but their game plan is being exposed by Tessiro in a way that Guan wasn't able to, right?
That overhead? Watch attention. Okay.
Next touch for Gabe. Okay. No, not off the throw, but we do bait the reversal, closing out the set with a perfect, and Tessiro is going to move on to the winners finals opposite Beesu. And what I was going to say is, you know, when Nami was playing against Guan, you know, I think Guan, it seemed like they were really struggling to deal with the fact that Beelzebub had some good built-in answers to Avatar Belial. But I think what we saw there from Nami was outside of just, you know, teleport and fireball, it seemed like they struggled to open up their offensive strings a little bit, and there were a lot of spots where they were trying to steal turns that weren't there, right? Like, I think of when they got the knockdown in the corner, they went for the overhead mix-up, it got blocked, and then they got counter hit out of it after because obviously they tried to mash, you know, 2A or 5A after, even though they were at negative frames.
Yeah.
So I think there was an element of, I don't know if they were playing and they felt like, you know, they're going to give me respect that I'm not going to get, or they just weren't being conscientious of what the frames really were. But it seemed like Tessiro was much more comfortable taking those opportunities that were afforded to them when it was like, okay, you're minus, I am going to stall you.
Yeah, and I think Tessiro had a really solid game plan on offense and in neutral there too. We saw it kind of tighten up as the set came on, together. Like, first round was pretty scrambly on both ends. But then as the set went on, Tessiro found that offense, found the ways in, big damage in the corner, and even a few kind of tricky like overhead setups.
Tessiro in the chat.
Let's go.
Rowlet not here to beat me. I'm safe.
Nice. I don't know. I think Alex might be out of the game.
No, Alex, I just saw him walk in the building.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I don't know whether they would have called his match before he got here. I know we don't see an update on the bracket yet for Alex's loser side match.
Tessiro is not safe. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm looking at this bracket right now. My friend, you are very unsafe. Given
Alex
your
can
next
make that
match.
run.
Alex can make that run, and you are up against Beesu in winners finals here. So
we're beaten by my greatest adversary, work-related COVID. Damn. Damn. Okay. Well, first
the
of
best
all,
character in the game.
Rowlet, hope you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Hope you're being safe out there.
Hope you didn't lose your sense of smell or taste, which I think I have somehow avoided any time that I got sick in the last like 3 years. But I have friends who said it went away, and I was just like, "Yo, you need that for like snacks."
I've had it a couple of times, and thankfully that has never been a part of it that hit me.
Yeah,
just in the middle of quarantine period. I see.
This has definitely been a week for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's talking about this game and how the pandemic affected its rollout. It's like reminding me of my favorite restaurant at home, which opened, I would say, within a week of lockdown. And people liked them. And
then they couldn't
people made it work during takeout during more challenging times, and they got nominated for a James Beard Award, and that's what happens when you're goated. So
okay,
Granblue goated. It's gonna make it through.
Okay, fair enough. Well, hey, you know, it's getting the title update with that new support, the all important rollback netcode.
I've heard of this.
You know, just hoping it's good. Hoping it's proper rollback netcode, like unlike some of the things we've seen maybe in some other titles.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, a beta is a beta. People have to get the bugs fixed, and ultimately, it's going to be better than delay at its worst. But nothing's going to stop the 500 ping big body on ranked.
Sure.
No matter what, if your game is like kind of like a tighter knit community, you want to make sure you're asking for games from the people you know have a wired connection, even with rollback.
Oh yeah.
And that's
No,
why you should be joining the NAPC Granblue Fantasy Versus Discord.
There you go.
Where a lot of these players go and ask for games when they're feeling ready. There's regional tags for everybody. It's super easy to utilize, and there's also an intense sense of community that has carried this game through the last few years. So we're all thankful for that. Thank you, Rowlet, for making that place make sense. But yeah, these games, rollback is going to be huge. It's going to mean you can jump right in when the game is released. There's going to be a huge like influx of players.
Oh yeah,
it'll be great for the game. But you know, we're all FGC. We're here for that last letter most of all. That's why we're here in person today.
Oh, of course.
So definitely make your friends where you can.
Yeah.
Ask for games. Level up.
Yeah, and I think speaking of community, like I think Granblue is just the reason that we harp on what happened with the timing of the game and the rollout of the game and the impact on it is because how impressive it is that this game's community pushed through despite that, and how strong the community of people that still really care about and really grind this game is. That's so impressive to me. It's one of the best, I think, community stories to come out of the last few years.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
People were always going to play Street Fighter and Tekken. The second Guilty Gear had good netcode. Guilty Gear was always going to get played, and then Strive had, you know, really, really good netcode. And it was like, it was always going to get played. But the fact that a game came out that, you know, like I said on the top, got dealt a bad hand, and people still were like, no, there's something special here. And I gotta say, between the game itself and the community around it, every time I'm exposed to this game, I come away from it with a better and a better and a better opinion of it. And I never disliked it, but every time I see it, I'm like, that game's sick. And the people that play it really like it.
Yeah, you can see it from long range. It's even if you're not playing, like watching the top 8s at some of the majors. We just had Frosty Fausting's great event. ECT ran it last year. Combo Breaker ran it last year. Evo ran it last year in a big way. Really amazing to have some international play there, and not just Japan, but some amazing European players. I think for a lot of players, it was like the first time they got to meet some of these people.
Right.
They never even really played with, because it was like a dodgy experience online. But you finally get to see, you know, these people that you've been maybe watching their videos on YouTube or something, figuring out like how they're playing, like maybe taking some things for yourself, and then being able to get back to these big events in person is like a really unique experience. And it's not often that you do that for the first time when your game is 2 years old.
Right?
Yeah. So like, I remember Super TSB had an in-person event. Tempest smoked everyone, and then COVID hit, and everyone went home.
Yeah. There was a little bit. I think most people got. Yeah, most people got. You got maybe 2 or 3 events. Out of this game before we all got shunted. Back home.
An interesting kind of current events one is look at what's happening to Sam Show this week. Sam Show rollback beta is this week, and that game is
online
popping
so bad.
again.
It looks so funny right now, and it's going to be
really
so good
fun.
when it's fixed.
It's really fun.
I love Sam Show.
The rollback, it's good when it works. It doesn't work most of the time.
That's amazing.
I've only seen one clip, and I was like, that is...
The clips are so good. Funniest FGC content of the year, guaranteed. It is so good, and that game rules. That when they fix everything up, it's gonna be. I miss that game so much.
Yeah, no, I hope for the people that like the game. I never want a game to fail. Anybody that wants a game to fail, just come on. You're a jobber.
Like,
we don't need jobbers.
Rage resurgence right now. Like, let them cook. Like, that game is wild.
All right, we are hopping up to our winners finals. Beesu versus Tessiro.
Tessiro getting flipped in the corner. EX, not green hand, red hand for Beesu.
Oh, almost got the pick up there, but it looked like we weren't ready to pick up off the 2B. Oh, nice backplay, taking their turn back there is Beesu.
So, oh wow, that's the 3S experience right there.
That's what I was gonna. You said at the top, you were like, it makes me think of 3S. The amount of one button Skybound that we've been seeing, particularly out of Beesu. I don't know that we've seen it from anyone else, but Beesu seems totally comfortable to just go like 2B Skybound or 5H Skybound.
Something I like about this game is that there are a handful of like shortcuts, especially for supers. You can do forward circle into your hotkey, and that's going to let you do the same super, but it won't go full cinematic unless you're closer up, and it'll do less damage. Sometimes even less spooky. But it means that if you're new to these games and you want to have that one button confirm experience, there's a shortcut for when you're starting out. You know, if you don't want to do the full double quarter circles, there's a way to get that, you know, jab whiff punish into super to feel like God for a second. And more games should have ways to make you feel good at the game early on, give you that, you know, passion, that readiness to like get even better, to optimize. Okay, round of peace. Good job from Tessiro. You know, this is, I would say, the player to beat here today.
You see that trying to fight their way out of the corner. Okay, oh my god, that's a big charge. And now you've cornered yourself. That feels real bad. Smoke, counter hit starter, nothing really comes of it. 2A ticks, starting the party for Beesu, pressing us back to mid-screen. No, I'm sorry. Back throw, putting you right back in the corner, and there are those counter hit confirms on the 2Bs that we've seen so much out of Beesu so far today.
Yeah, Tessiro just trying to fight out, but picking their spots very carefully. Nice rush, but hates it with a neutral jump cross-up. And going to find all the damage necessary for the kill. You know, we saw that rush pay dividends in the last round. I wonder if Beesu had that in the catalog. You know, they were sitting at the perfect spacing for that cross-up. So just neutral jump, try to sniff out any sort of jump out in midair, and then if they're rushing, you go right over it.
Yeah, maybe. I like that their willingness to use the spot dodge as well. You can see they're really comfortable introducing different movement on the screen to make it harder. Okay.
Counter into the traps is, I would say, bullying more than anything else. Oh, a little late on the confirm there, unfortunately.
Trying to get set up, not much comes of it. This is winner's final, so this is still 3 out of 5. Beesu only up 1 game right now. Okay, throw whiffs. Nice back throw out of Tessiro.
No punish. That was good bait, though.
Yeah, you can see that Tessiro is trying to find the answers. Great anti-air. We're gonna have the damage, absolutely. Yeah, you can see that they are implementing innovations to try to play around Beesu's tendencies, but they're not quite finding it yet.
Alright, keeping it tricky. Nice. Really
wow.
Good defense from Tessiro.
Okay.
Have to do it every once in a while. That will keep someone second guessing. Jabbing out. Nice spot dodge on the spear.
Yeah. Oh, finally bringing out the command grab.
Damage. Every 10 seconds you get one of those.
Was that an offensive overdrive? Thought that Tessiro was going to try to make something happen? Now.
Tessiro helping get rid of it, though. So OD goes away after 3 hits. If you get hit 3 separate times, not like 3 hits in one combo.
Okay, but three strings, 3 combos.
Yeah, and you can use it to super at any time while you have it. But that chip damage, it also nullifies chips happening to you. So it's sometimes nice to pop it early to put more pressure on somebody. It might make them more likely to jab out of that corner and get hit by something. And you get a damage boost too, so very much worth it.
Oh, falls for the trap. Tessiro gets to start the issue. Chasing out that spot dodge as well. Stagger 5As there, proving to be the answer as the trap's set up. But the empty jump gets smoked by a wake-up 5A out of Beesu.
You don't want this.
Back throw again, that same sequence we saw a little bit earlier.
And now finding the corner, and any one hit should lead to the damage as long as cooldowns are up for Beesu. But both players look a little low on life.
I think Beesu, especially now that you're in Super Skybound range, this is a one-touch game off every one of those 2Bs is so scary. Beesu's waiting right now, yeah. That was it. Beesu was just waiting, taking their shot. It was like the next hit was all they were going to need.
And Tessiro just a little shy to convert on that Fierce. Really unfortunate, but they're showing that they have all the tools to win this set. They just need to be able to access them.
Nice backsway, trying to slowly inch Tessiro back to the corner. They're really doing such a great job of not engaging with the traps at all, and a nice jump in starter. Oh, standing reset rather than finishing the job after they get another stagger.
Yeah, not spending anything there either. Maintaining all those cooldowns for this corner situation. Oh, that's a big anti-air.
Tell me you don't want me to control you.
Oh, this is the extension. Lucky break for Tessiro, who has to find their way out. Rush again coming into play, just getting a little bit of screen.
All right,
Close
rush.
range.
Nice shimmy into the rush cancel to close that one out. We are on set point for Beesu to move on to the winner's side of Grands.
Battle 2.
That shimmy was from downtown. Oh, speaking of downtown, just jumping. Nice hit. Yeah, spot dodge pretty frequently in these strings, maybe just to keep Tessiro a little bit honest.
Oh my god. Beesu is dismantling Tessiro's defense right now. If it's not a spot dodge, it's a neutral jump. Damn. Alright, that's it. Goodbye.
Yeah, absolute predation.
See you in the loser side, Tessiro.
Just chilling, waiting for something, but signs of life. Okay, camping.
I don't say it to be disrespectful, I'm just saying it because it's so clear that Beesu is in your head.
Right there, Beesu sniffing out the throw, which had that worked, it would have landed onto the trap for an extension, but Beesu knowing exactly what the set play was supposed to be and interrupting cleanly. You are way out of here. Welcome to losers bracket, but guaranteed top 3 for Tessiro today. So can't be too sad about that. Kind of have a chance to come back, show Beesu a little something new in the future. They're going to have to play against somebody in this bracket as we jump into losers.
Yep, we do have loser side top 8, UberPasta versus AlexSmith, who did not take the DQ on the loser side, so they're going to have to try to make that loser side run after getting here a little bit late. And then I think it was JamieLeeCurtis, and I apologize, I did not catch what the other name was, but Mozz and Nami both waiting. Yes, thank you. Vivi versus JamieLeeCurtis.
Haven't seen Vivi yet. They won their first losers bracket game, 2-0, so taught somebody a lesson down there. We'll see if they can.
Now, does Alex still play? Was it Charlotta?
I would bet on Charlotta. Yeah. They are a very aggressive player in this game. Charlotta definitely lends aggressive players some interesting tools. Really shallow jump in, very fast jump in. You can definitely do some serious bullying with Charlotta Ball.
Right.
Kind of like a speedier Honda or Blanca.
I mean, May.
Kind of like May, yeah.
Alex is a May player at heart.
Yeah.
Has been a May player for as long as I've known him.
Yep. And, yeah, you know, May has a reversal in this game.
Yeah, I see Rowlett saying she's May with a demon flip. I was like, yeah, that...
And May has a demon flip in this game.
Yep.
And I was going to say May has a command grab out of that demon flip. I guess regular May does have a command grab, and both of them, both in this case and in Strive, lead to a boatload of damage. But yeah, you have some interesting tools. The character's very fast, very frustrating, especially at like launch. I think
I remember
Charlotta hurt some feelings.
She really was able to bully on the ground. It was super annoying to deal with her. Appalled at the lack of personal representation. You know what? I'm going to yes and that.
I only know one personal player, and they're in the chat right now. Sorry.
Is it? I don't see Monkey Business in the chat.
It's a different one.
But you don't know Monkey Business?
For
Mr. I know one Percival player. I just named a different one.
I don't know if Monkey's going to make it out today.
I mean, certainly not. Oh, so you mean who would come here?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the statement you made, though.
I hope she gets better soon. She's in the chat right now. Yeah, Percy's great. Percy's very strong in this game. Definitely one of the top characters. You know, maybe we got somebody here. I haven't seen UberPasta play. I haven't seen VV play. So there could be Percy representation. Great,
it's still certainly possible.
Yep. I mean, the thing about this game is that every character is very fun. For the most part, you can kind of pick up and play with whoever you want, too. There's, you know, Cagliostro and, like, Eustace have a lot of stuff going on.
Eustace?
Yep, Eustace is a cat boy with a gun.
Oh, okay.
And,
I didn't know that was his name.
That's Eustace. And they both have a little bit more going on beyond the more straightforward auto combos. But
Okay.
Combos are fairly easy, at least at the basic level. Like, you can string something together where you get a good hit into EX that extends into your next EX, or another way to knock down. I'm going to pressure after that. But yeah, you can really play most of the cast and not feel like you're being fully outclassed.
Yeah, I think when I played when it dropped, I messed with Catalina for a few minutes, and then I really tried to play Matera.
Yep.
Because at the time, I hadn't put together what I liked in a character yet.
Yeah.
So I started thinking maybe I liked zoners. I don't like zoners.
Do you like blocking? Because if you're playing Matera, you gotta like blocking.
Yeah, so that wasn't the issue. The issue is what I've realized. I thought it was zoning, and it's not. It's having good buttons.
Yeah.
So those are very fundamentally different things.
Well, in some ways they're similar. I think you could argue that you're zoning with Catalina when you're throwing far mediums, but it's different. It's not the same as filling the screen with ammo.
Yeah. What I will say is I watch it. I see Beelzebub, and it does the thing in my brain where I go, yes, I want to hit that button all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like 5B, 2B, and the slash.
Well, if you like good buttons, you should definitely watch Jita here, who is also very, very strong in the metagame insofar as NA players are concerned. She has an insane farm medium and gets huge conversions off of it. We'll see if UberPasta can show us this now. Essentially kind of the Sakura function, if I dare to say, but has that speed, but amazing range, and as good damage as anybody else. And you can get it from almost anywhere. All right, here we go. On one corner. Oh, a little far out. Routing just a little bit off for that extension, and it looks like they are going to pay for it. Alex in the driver's seat, loser's bracket, maybe their favorite place to be. Get that little boost of determination and go in swinging. No warm-up round needed.
He likes to turn it into an underdog tail.
Yeah, a thrill of it. Okay, here we go again. Don't do it.
The same thing? Come on, man.
Okay, you gotta go. I don't know if you can hear me right now. It's 2H, not far H. Trust me.
All right, Alex completely comfortable here, trying to take that turn back, but no, this tiny lass has a big button.
Oh,
damn.
That's going through. Brutal. Not a lot of damage. Still living.
Hands trying to press the issue. Special's a little bit back, but busted on with that DP.
You see that demon flip.
There we go.
Those are the tools.
All right.
Always a first fast game from Alex. Alex runs you over. It's about that adjustment afterwards.
Yeah, he's making up for lost time.
Yep. I was wrong when I said 2H instead of far H. 2H instead of close H. So on the fireball, you can use 2H to pop them up a little bit higher to get a fully charged fireball, and that'll give you that DP extension afterwards. But see if they can do it now. 2H. Big fireball.
Oh my god.
You're going to die out here.
All right, UberPasta, when you go home, I'm going to need you to open the dictionary to insanity.
There is something that looks a lot like that does work.
No, I believe you, but after three,
third one, that's when you know it's not it.
Right. Like the first one, maybe I was in the wrong space or the wrong timing.
Far out.
Second one, okay, that's weird. On 3, this doesn't work.
They definitely have a good sense of what they want to be doing, though, and they are getting those confirms. That is what Jita is for. You can get that confirmed from 2 or 3 character lengths out. Reaction.
Alex is so ready.
Do not mess with the old heads.
So close.
Granblue Fantasy is the oldest new game.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put that.
The old heads are thriving in this game.
Maybe old heads are just going to be coming back, right? Like Street Fighter 6,
We're
emphasizing
back.
footsies.
We're back.
Emphasizing these, one-touch confirms with
Days
punishment. Gone are the days of plus minus
comeback
2.
Mechanics are over. Don't think about overdrive that much. don't think about.
I mean, if you overdrive, I can overdrive, and now we're both just like Zenkai boosted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you know the 3S, the MK3 and 3S heads are thriving in this game.
MK3.
Alex loves Mortal Kombat.
No, I know he does, but what? How does that? What about this game makes you think MK?
Ask him, not me. I don't know.
I'll have to ask him.
He's killing it.
Somebody bring Alex over here.
Yeah, yeah, for an interview.
We'll ask him.
I think that you're right that the
I'll just it'll be a word association game. I'll be like, I'm gonna say 2 games. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind about both of them. Granblue Fantasy versus UMK3, and then he's gonna be like, I'm nice, and walk away.
Honestly, that's the answer. And I do think that it's more so the May crossover.
Yeah.
This character does share some advantages and disadvantages with May. And a general play style, you get to kind of bully on the ground. I've always thought more about E Honda just because of the hands.
Sure.
But that character also very frustrating. And what if E Honda was fast? You know?
That's a horrifying thought.
Scary. It's a little scary.
A horrifying thought. You know, it's not. You know what else is a horrifying thought? If we don't get through all these Maturino codes.
That's true. Yeah, it would break my little heart. So please, we're going to be shooting a link right into the chat. You don't even have to do it. You just click the purple letters on there. Hop right into the page. There's a big button. You press that. You don't have to enter stuff anymore.
Are you going to make Dormancy come down all the way from Maine and then have his heart broken because you guys didn't show love to the Maturino and ensure that our players get some of that free money that only goes to them if you hit that claim code button?
When Brad and I walk out of here and our cars are towed and the Maturino still has codes left, how are you going to feel at home?
Right. Are you going to be able to sleep at night? You're going to open up Twitter and see both of us just crying?
Yeah, and I'm going to have to like stay on your couch. Because I don't know how else I'm getting back at like 10 p.m.
Jesus.
We'll
I have a
figure it
guest
out.
room.
That is honestly a good backup plan. Going into loses round 3.
Mozz, AlexSmith. So it looks like JamieLeeCurtis played VV off stream and got the dub there. I think Nami and JamieLeeCurtis may play off stream, but you know they might save that match for stream as well. But certainly Mozz, AlexSmith sitting back down. So Alex, we just saw on the Charlotta. So Charlotta, Lancelot.
Yeah, both aggressive characters. Not too much in the ways of like big neutral buttons, like you're talking about the characters you like to play that have those big swinging like medium and heavies that can lead to conversions. Both these characters really want to be in your face. If they're finding something mid-screen, it's often getting into a projectile like the EX Ice Ball for Lance to get your turn started, or Charlotta Ball, very different projectile being in the entire body of the character, but just to check some sort of movement and some happenings, maybe make someone feel a little bad for trying to approach, which both characters are going to be trying to approach the whole time.
I don't know why it just tickled me, the thought of treating Charlotta Ball or Honda Headbutt as a projectile.
Oh, there's this.
It's like, I am the projectile.
Someone's doing these illustrations right now. I'll have to dig them up for you, but it's just like a sort of quick sketch drawing of Sagat with the knuckles out.
Yeah.
And then just one of those characters is the fireball. And like I think it's Quasimodo who does stuff for the Reddit tournaments.
Yeah.
And then I think there's like a Japanese illustrator, and they're just like trading them back and forth. And so like you're seeing like Honda shooting out of the hands of Sagat. You're seeing you can see Charlotta shooting out of the hands of Sagat. And
wow.
I don't know if they'll run out of characters. You know, that's very much like an archetypical thing.
Yeah, I mean that like Blanca exists.
Blanca very much exists. More so maybe in 6 and 5.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Lance kind of does it. The 66H, which I don't know the real name of it, but we've called it Gorilla Blade for the last.
That's all I've ever heard it as.
2 to 3 years, and definitely a good way to close the gap, especially against a character that doesn't have like projectiles. If you're really clean, you can sweep it. But if you do it from full range, you get some plus frames. If you do it a little closer, you might put yourself in danger. But that is a good way to start the party as well. So we'll see who wants to do that first. I think it's both these players are not overly aggressive, but they're both capable of offense. So.
No, absolutely. Comparatively slower start than we've been used to seeing. You can see that both of them kind of want to wait out and take their turn. Just as I say that, though, a 2A clash, Alex immediately busts out with his DP.
Yeah, and this is the situation. EX hands gives you a tiny bit of plus frames. Okay, that is the Demon Flip. That is the best starter for Carlotta. And we're looking at a boatload of damage into offense. That is a meaty, going to give you a little bit of extra plus frames, so sort of a trick. And we're talking about that jump arc earlier. Really narrow, shallow jump from Carlotta.
Oh my god, wasn't ready for the Rekka to come out at the timing that it did. EX ball, nothing really comes of it. Oh, nice pickup on the 2A there. Had the range to blow up the slide. I think Mozz has been getting away with slide at like the tip there and having people not properly challenge him, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's a timing thing or just a spacing and what tools your character has thing, but obviously Alex is comfortable blowing that up.
Yeah, not the first time that Alex has punished that. I think that's the main thing. Is there are a handful of things in this game that are more punishable than they look like they are. All right, nice. Oh, good jab out. Not gonna let those overheads fly. We are beyond that point in the bracket now where your random overheads are going to get checked. Nice. Okay, stagger pressure, but no jabbing through. This is not Alex's first rodeo against his character either, so maybe used to punishing that sweep just for the nature of having to do it before. Are some very strong Lance players at these tournaments. You know, Tega, really good. Lennox, really good. Yeah. So you are going to have to learn how to play against Lance if you're playing at the major level. Alex showing that by before. Big super closing out.
Yeah, closing out that first game here. We do have the updates from off stream. JamieLeeCurtis did take it over Nami, which means the 4th place match is going to be JamieLeeCurtis versus whoever the winner of this set is. Alex off to a strong start there, taking that first game and drawing first blood now in the second game, having Mozz completely locked down in this corner.
Good blocks. And you're, you know, I think we've seen Alex showing that they know how to deal with Lance pressure. It's going to be up to Mozz to show the opposite, right? Like to check out of those hand loops. But they're doing a really good job. Okay, finding more overheads. Alex willing to take that damage, or maybe just happy to. Okay, fireball into pressure. Nice tech. Tech does still make you take a little bit of damage if you do it late in this game, but it's much better than eating a whole throw, obviously.
That's going to be enough damage there, I should think,
yeah,
right?
That is huge. Carlotta super hits so hard. It's very much the will it kill super of this game. Well, versus Lance, who maybe does like the least on their regular super. And so when that is scaled, it just like chips away like, you know, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
All right, we're firmly in the driver's seat here is Alex on set point, and there's that big damage starter like you were just calling out.
And catching in the rush too for extra damage there. Not looking to have that 50% later.
Oh, the back sway through the Rekka, but it's not gonna give them as much as they need.
Yeah, pretty good recovery on a lot of those moves. Back sway can counter certain things, but it's kind of like an invincible backdash where it's not always what you need. Wow, Alex just cleaning it up. Just like quick understanding of sway advantage, and then we're on to our next one. Like this is what I expect from AlexSmith though. Fast rounds, hyper aggressive, just blowing it up.
Yeah, so with that, he does move on to the loser semis, playing against JamieLeeCurtis now. Before we round out our top 3, I do still see that there are some of those Matcherino codes over there, so please, if you have not already, please go and show some love. Claim one of those codes. I'm actually going to do it on the side, which should tell you how easy it is.
Yep. Yeah, I can just press these buttons too. And yeah, you know, I do see $30 in there. Thank you guys so much for jumping in, supporting this bracket, this tournament, the stream. We're so happy to chat with you guys and watch all this go down. Had some excellent matches so far, sort of showing the life being breathed into the Boston scene for this game. It's going to be, you know, all over the place. They're going to see these locals cropping up. So I'm really looking forward to that, to people trying this game, sticking to it.
If I had brought my controller with me, I would probably play it as soon as we were off comms.
Yep. Yeah, you can bang some matches out, and it's nice and easy.
I never bring my controller anywhere anymore because I need to find myself a snack box or something more travel friendly.
All right, this is much harder when you don't remember your Twitter password.
When you don't remember, damn, imagine not remembering your Twitter password.
I don't log in anymore.
Imagine being a commentator in the FGC and not living on Twitter.
No, I mean I'm on there, but my computer knows who I am, and then I don't do it anywhere else. I guess the app should authenticate, but who knows?
I think that it normally does.
But you're all at home. You're on Twitter right now. We know this to be true.
Yeah, I mean, or if you're in the chat, right, you can authenticate with your Twitch account as well. Matcherino makes it super easy for you guys to be able to sign in and authenticate so that you can claim one of those codes. As we are loading in, yes, AlexSmith versus JamieLeeCurtis. Charlotta looking a little bit like Michael Myers right now.
Yep, mask on. I think, you know, this character has the potential to harass Charlotta, who doesn't have like a teleport or a way around those big projectiles. Jump is fast, but doesn't always clear something like that wall of flies. So definitely ways to outbox Charlotta, but you have to stay on your toes. You have to be ready for the AlexSmith special, the forward-moving offense. And once Alex is in, you really have to pick your spots for the reversal because they are so ready to bait that out. We've seen the punishes that Alex is capable of. It's going to be very dangerous once the gap is
Believe in
closed.
victory. Battle 1.
All right, now we are at, this is still 2 out of 3, our final 2 out of 3 set for the day.
And talking about the gap being closed right here, good block overhead, giving JLC here a chance to move out of a bad situation. Back to neutral. Not looking like they lost too much for it so far. All right.
Okay. Throw coming out immediately represented. We got the X hands. Ooh, wasn't ready for the follow-up low there, and Alex gets the first knockdown. Empty low once again. That is now twice of a fast low. Smoking JamieLeeCurtis. Now clipped by the overhead. Those ankles is twisted.
Look how much the damage just piled up there. That was on like 3 interactions, right? Alex very clean, has his combo game plan like fully unlocked, autopilot. Just has to find the hit, and then he's there.
Oh my god.
Nice jab out.
Yep, 5A starter here for Alex. Just really pressing the issue. Overhead gets blocked, and you can see that JLC is trying to take their turn. Oh my god, the autocorrect there. Jesus.
Yep, just got to jab through. That's what you ought to be doing against teleport as well. But yeah, nice hard knockdown. Spending that DP, maybe launching that soon, but no, Alex for the rush instead. Just getting out of there. Okay, and yeah, nice avoidance of the projectiles. You can move through them the hard way. Being Alex with those spot dodges. Punish. Nice. Interesting. The teleport through.
Yeah, it was definitely too far away after the block. My question is, was that a punish, or did Alex try to check it?
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't a
that might
counter
have just
hit.
been an ankle breaker.
Maybe finding the back throw, though. We are at 1 round apiece here in game 1.
Yeah, guard button check. Nice. And we're looking at...
Ooh!
Counter hit overhead puts you in a bad spot. We're seeing that right now. Yeah, that is kind of the classic throw bait option. Keeps you airborne, throw whiffs. You come in with a boatload of damage and frames. That often is your best starter.
Really trying to bulldoze through. Black hole comes out. We've got the starter trying to press the issue. Finishes out the string, though. And I can't help but feel like one of the issues that JamieLeeCurtis has been having is that, you know, they're not getting the breathing room to set up the movement that they need for a footsie game, and their stagger strings just aren't really leading anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of their openings that they found have not led to like a full B&B, and we're seeing here what the difference is, right? Off 2 touches, Alex all the way in the driver's seat, falling through the wall, and the health bar is going to disappear in 3 touches. Yep. I would say over the course of that round, JamieLeeCurtis got 3 or 4 touches as well, but
it's just not leading. It's like an errant fireball or like, you know, just a poke or something. We're not really getting that extra stuff. And seen this a couple of times from GLC as well. 2A, 2A, but not fully prepared to, do anything off of it.
Yeah, this character does have some slow specials. You have to manage your routing a little bit more than some characters do, but you have to have that on deck ready to go. You have to have a game plan for what your reward is off of your jabs, because you're going to be jabbing out against a character like Charlotta a lot.
I wonder whether that was part of the adjustment, right? Maybe like a 2A counter hit into 5B, like on some, pseudo Belial status, but it didn't end up working there. That was a hit, but not a counter hit. So on the back foot, AlexSmith with the hardcore losers run, making it all the way up to the losers finals.
You see how Alex was ready with the DP on that clash instantly?
Yeah.
Nothing else. Like, realistically, Beelzebub can do that as well, but it takes a certain amount of clashes before you develop a game plan for that, because it's not going to happen all the time. But with Alex has seen it enough that it's just like on deck.
Yeah. I mean, but both in this title, but then also in general, right? Like the concept of these clashes and the way that they interact, right? Like Alex is a seasoned player, so being able to recognize those situations and come to a conclusion on what to do about them, that's something that they're going to have. And we actually have something for you guys. I know we're up here at the losers finals now, Tessiro versus AlexSmith, Beesu waiting in Grands, but BostonBlueBeat's got something cool to show you guys before we do that. So I think with that, we should be throwing over to that in just a second.
Character select.
Player Coon,
Charlotta.
are you going to BostonBlueBeat Beach episode?
Wait, beach episode?
Yeah, so BostonBlueBeat's doing Beach episode again. We had so much fun doing it last year. We're going to be doing it again this coming year, July 15th for the tournament, July 16th for the Beach Day. So y'all saw the trailer there. It's also up on Twitter already. And I was told that the Start GG was going to be live already.
Yeah, you should be able to jump in there and register ahead of time. It's a nice way to see who's going to be showing up. So please check that out. But we've got a little bit more Granblue for you today. In the meantime, both these players have shown up today in a big way, making a guaranteed top 3. Alex from losers all the way. DQ me, please. But no, not out of it yet. And going to have a nice showing against Tessiro, who lost to Beesu a little earlier on, but now is up against a very different threat foe. See how you do to manage it. Nice little jab confirm. Again, looking for a way out of that into some pressure.
Oh, late on the anti-air, but they get some pressure off of it in the trap at the back, but Alex takes his turn with the 2A EX ball. First round on the board for Alex. 3 out of 5 with this being losers finals.
Battle 2.
Yeah, a little bit more time for adjustment, which is always helpful against these strong aggressive players. You gotta find a way to keep them out.
Right, how far are we going to press the issue? That's so consistently been the thing after hands, is this micro dash forward into 2B. I don't know if people are like walking back out of range and that's why they're getting clipped, but obviously you need to respect it, that as a possibility out of Alex.
Yeah, I think a lot of players are looking for like a light punish, but they're a little far out of range for that. And so they're going for something heavier, which gives Alex an opportunity in those longer startup frames to move in a little bit and skip a turn.
Yeah.
So a lot of little risks and rewards being gathered here, but so far going entirely in Alex's favor.
Yeah, this is a huge starter, clean 30% off rip, has Tessiro back into the corner. There's that big starter on the command grab.
Yeah, you're not supposed to get hit by that. It's too scary.
The slight delay into the 2As, you don't get much for it, but...
Oh, that is punishable. Unfortunate.
And a right into the super. Oh my god, and it's
Clean.
going to kill.
Absolutely clean. Knew exactly when it was time to go. And yeah, Tessiro gonna have to tighten up, find ways to maintain some safe pressure here. At the corner. Nice. Really good button to keep Charlotta down on the ground.
Ooh. Okay. We've seen that little reset sequence from Alex a couple of times, getting the wall bounce and then just forcing the knockdown. Okay.
And even flip again, but going for strike rather than throw. Make Tessiro second guess those jump outs.
How's Tessiro going to choose to spend their bar? We're not going to see. Are we going to see an overdrive? Yes, we are.
Interesting. Oh, it doesn't quite go into the trap. I wonder if that works. If the hit stun from that can put them into one of those landmines there. I've never seen that before. It seems like that would be very busted.
All right, it does seem like that would be kind of messed up. All right, Alex up 2 games. A big jump-in starter here for Tessiro.
Oh.
I was about to say was having the best start that they had, but Alex just jumps out of the corner with the read on Tessiro trying to press the issue with dash in to reset their offense.
Roller coaster right now. In case you want to know how dangerous it is to try to throw, this all happened off one throw. Nice flash. Okay.
Wants to press him back into the trap. Yep. I mean, resetting back to neutral here. Not working out too great for Tessiro, who's losing out in a lot of these stagger situations. Alex takes a terminal 5A, and it is set point for AlexSmith.
You did see a slightly faster challenge on the ball right there, so as to target something like that run-up sweep. But Alex was waiting for it, playing it safe. Knew they didn't need to have extra damage on the board, and waited for an opportunity. Great start here.
Yeah, I think Tessiro definitely needed this. How far are they going to be able to press it? They don't really have any specials, and the empty jump gets smoked. Alex wanted for a throw to take the corner back, but unfortunately Tessiro corners themselves, jumping over. Back teleport, nothing really comes of it, taking their turn after the extra lot of blow, right into the rush.
Plus, but jump out really fast. You can't really go low after those minute plus frames. Huge damage, no follow-up. That might have done it, honestly. We're never going to know, but here, a little bit more damage.
Alex has the resources, he's going to be alive, but this is, I think, a one-touch situation for Alex, depending on how he finds it, because you know he's ready with those super confirms.
Too early.
Back teleport.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Just looking for anything there.
Right, that was, the Tessiro was playing for chip to close out the round, but like you said, you can't test the grown man reactions. Alex has been busting out the Skybound Super through Fireball strings all day.
I've been reaction supered by Alex as early as like probably 2011.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't go away.
Alex is one of those players where, like, if you play in New England, you have been smoked by Alex in a tournament. I think Alex was, when Alex still went by Blue 9, he was one of the seasoned people when I first started coming out to tournaments up here. Back in, we're talking like Super Bowl up in Lowell.
Yeah.
Like that far back. And he was busting out Guilty Gear AC, whatever the version at the time was, on like Xbox Live Arcade. And that game intimidated the hell out of me then. Because I was just a wee little Marvel player. And it was like, oh, this is Guilty Gear. And I was like, that looks messed up.
There's like old GU footage of me getting hit by Abel Super 1 full screen. And it's just, I drove all the way down here. I just wanted to have some fun, you know? I just wanted to throw some rose fireballs and live my life.
And he still plays that. He actually won Street Fighter 4
I just saw
at
that.
Frosty the other week.
So sick. Yep. Still with it.
He's wearing a Street Fighter 6 t-shirt right now. Good man.
Games coming up. A lot of games coming up as we're waiting for this finals to come together. Definitely keep an eye out for the next offline monthly, which is going to be March 11th. We're going to have Xrd, Strive, CF, and MBTL. So plenty to play for folks. If you're nearby, come check this thing out. You know, there's often setups for other games here and there. So if there's not one, you can make it happen.
Maybe you want to play Marvel.
Friends.
Maybe you're like me. I mean sometimes Dan Cravat comes through. We'll play Marvel, or we'll play some palette swap.
Yep.
We had I think a couple of months ago, we had like a palette swap exhibition.
I was there. Yeah.
That was so
cool.
dope.
It was sick. And yeah, a lot of room for whatever title you like. People like the games here.
Yeah.
Just want to come out and hang.
And if you don't feel like waiting a month, or if you don't feel like leaving your house because there's so many games with great netcode now and so many great TOs running online tournaments, guess what? BostonBlueBeat could be one of those great TOs running online tournaments too, because the next Plus R Online Monthly is actually a week from today, on February 18th, and they are still also running Burst Limit every Monday at 8 p.m. until March 27th, which is, I believe, their regular BlazBlue bracket.
Yeah, the Burst Limit is like sort of rotating brackets. You get seeded into finals if you do well on those.
It's like a Rambat series.
Yeah. So great way to kind of nestle in with the online community for that game and play against the people that maybe you wouldn't be able to otherwise. Same with the Plus R stuff. Playing online, it's very much its own region in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Rollback is allowed the diehards to come together week after week for these things. So cool thing that I found about Plus R when we were running it a little bit more was that you would see the best players in the country come out like week after week. They would show up to everything, and you definitely got to see the top of the mountain when it came to playing in those brackets. So really good opportunity to play your favorite games from the comfort of your own home. Yeah,
there's the takeaway. There's no dead games.
That's true. Play what you like.
If you like your game, throw a tournament for it.
Yeah.
Or pitch it to a TO that's already running a different tournament, right? There was a discourse a couple of weeks ago about like, is your fighter dead if it's a Discord fighter? And it's like, who cares? The fighter, as long as two people are playing, you can play the game.
Yeah, nobody likes ranked.
No, ranked sucks. Ranked sucks.
Nobody likes ranked. It would be the game with the ultimate netcode, the most populated online experience.
And I'll still tear my damn hair out.
You go on ranked, you play against a character you don't like too much. It's your character. You're in the mirror match. You're like, this person is a criminal. Like, why would they ever pick this character? It's insane. And like, it's just so the tilt is unimaginable. You get one and done. But on Discord, you get to talk to that person first.
Yeah.
You get to vet them, and they've already been vetted amongst your peers.
That's also true. Right, I don't know if this is a button check or if Alex is actually playing Catalina into this matchup. That would be very surprising.
I can't believe that. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't
know.
Oh,
no, I see Alex is with a sandwich over there, so this is okay. This is
going into
Beesu in training mode or something. Maybe they're gonna throw something dope.
Yeah.
Do a trick.
Yeah, do a flip. Come on. Max damage.
That wasn't even a combo.
That was not max damage. He's like my confirms. See that 2M into delayed EX button?
Yeah.
As long as I get hit by both, you still have advantage after.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's not a frame advantage display in this game. You just get illuminated the color you want.
Yeah, I think there is.
Maybe it's just not there.
It's not like it's not like there's a hitbox viewer or anything. And then
I don't need a hitbox viewer. I think that's overkill.
Yeah, the plus and minus like up on the dash is really nice. I like when they can do that.
Yeah.
Give you a sense of what's going on there.
The one in Street Fighter 6 is actually maybe the best version of it I've ever seen.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
I thought that was really
I love that. I used to goof around in training mode just trying to find like the media setups just because you could measure what was going on a little bit.
Yeah.
It made it a little easier to like quantify that stuff. And whenever people who are like real lab monsters, when they're posting stuff, I'm just like, hey, why are you like a genius? Like, what do you do to become a genius?
Some people are just like that. I went down like a speedrun rabbit hole these past couple of days. Just the fact that like there's people in that community that are like, yeah, they're glitch hunters.
Yeah.
All they do is find glitches, figure out how they work, and then exploit the hell out of them.
I worked on this one mountain for 25 years, and I finally found a way to punch a hole in it.
You know what I found? I guess in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, they have demos of classic games.
Okay.
So you can load a demo of Ocarina of Time.
Wild.
You have a 5-minute time limit. People figured out how to beat it.
So stupid.
Because you can basically give
Is
yourself...
it all in there?
Yeah, it's the whole game.
That's so funny.
But you can beat it because there's a trick where you pick up an item
Yep.
and then force the item to deload, so you get a stale pointer.
Oh, man.
But the pointer is still manipulated by what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so you use it because that point in memory is now being occupied by other shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you do specific other things so that you can like overwrite stuff or like even get arbitrary code execution, stuff like that. It's crazy that
it's
people
like the
find
Final
this
Fantasy
stuff.
7 speedrun where it's like, well, I gotta get to the snake in the right amount of time.
Alex is back. We're starting.
Oh, good.
You can see if we get a speedrun here from Alex. Notable.
He's been trying. He's
notable
trying
FTC speedrunner.
Yeah, trying to any percent in the New Game Plus category.
Yep.
Because he beat New Game in that he lost to drop down.
I think we're in New Game minus. Yeah.
New Game minus.
I feel like, but when you're looking at the bracket here, 2-0.
Yeah. Alex must die difficulty.
2-0 against JamieLeeCurtis. 3-0 against Tessiro, and now the count has to be 6, right? Beesu not gonna go down so easy, I think.
We're going to have to see. Went for the little shimmy, but Alex willing to take his turn there. Nice jump over, catches the throw. How far is he going to be able to press that? Uses the rush. I think was the rush to get more corner carry or just to not have to spend the extra special move?
I think it's a little of both. You still get that hard knockdown, so it may recover a little bit faster for Oki. It definitely brought them to the corner, and having a ball still ready for pressure situations does seem like something that would be really handy.
Ooh,
but
the one button confirms out of Beesu.
Waiting there with the big heavy, knowing Alex is going to delay the approach a little bit, so you just need to delay your button a little bit longer.
Really now?
All right, well, that's the first round on the board here for Beesu, who is coming at this from the winner's side. Alex, as we said, dropped down in the losers early by way of DQ to a late arrival.
Oh, no.
Oh, what an anti-air.
That was free money, but let it go a little early. And this person's going to get punished. Clean little punish. Keeping those cooldowns like we talked about earlier. Not getting as much mid-speed nowadays as Bilal used to, but finding the way to the corner, Beesu going to cash out, do the damage necessary, and we are so close, but no! Overhead!
That's huge. Alex keeps finding that starter, the counter hit, overhead starter.
This is the big super, too. This is the will it kill moment. Will it?
Oh my god, I thought he'd have a pixel.
Absolutely not.
That's what I'm putting together.
If you're playing at home, let me know what you thought.
I mean, she had her Noble Phantasm, I forgot.
Yep. Big damage.
Backsway right into the sweep. Okay, interesting. Beesu making a little bit of changes to the way they're structuring their spacing traps now.
Nice sweep after the hands to keep that Oki rolling.
Bust out from Beesu, doesn't want to stay in the corner, and in fact does not manage to get out after the knockdown. How much respect is Alex going to give? Oh, ball gets out.
Yeah, that's a really nice way. It goes under the neutral jump as well. Yeah, the recovery's really fast on that, so it's a little trickier to punish. Okay, big damage. Super on deck, but no, going for a different ender, and you don't do this the old-fashioned way.
You're blocking, right? Yeah.
Oh, couldn't punish.
Not going to kill on chip, though. Alex gets another...
Enough.
It's not, but this is a lot of damage. What's going to come out now from Beesu?
Beesu has reversal ready. No.
Oh, wasn't ready, but checks the forward dash.
Moment. Alex going up a game. Just going with the lights there, maybe hoping that a late swing cannot be punished by that reversal. Trying to eliminate that option. Great cross under, nice DP.
There's a lot of the range zero scramble interactions are being so disrespectful between the two. Like they keep having to bust out these DPs because the way that they're staggering is so difficult to contend with that they really are both just belligerently trying to slow the other down.
Yeah, the jab and walk game plan, sort of basic corner strike throw stuff, is really strong in this game. Just because attacks like that net you some damage, but then really good pressure afterwards too if they late tech. So the jab out often feels like just like a full-blown guess. There's situations where it's more likely to work, but those reversals really help check a frame trap, the run-up throw, a lot of different options. They are riskier, obviously, but really nice to have something like that against players at this caliber. Oh. Okay. Wow, the jab out after 5H, I mean, that move is not plus. Like, that is just knowing that Alex is going to run in, picking up on the tendencies.
Oh my god, the run forward right into the overhead counter hit starter once again. That's the AlexSmith special so far today. Has to burn the Charlotta ball to get in a little bit closer. You're...
Not dead.
There's no way.
I won't allow it. No chance.
Okay.
Okay, we're fine. All cooldowns are on deck. Reversal is live if needed.
Oh my god, EX Charlotta ball. I don't care. Slight delay on the 2A ticks. Alex gets another round.
You know, it's not going to be the fastest 6-0 of all time, but there's still an opportunity for it to be 6-0. Maybe not a PB. Okay, gonna flip out of there. We are back in neutral, which is good. Beesu finding those mid-screen combos into knockdown. Like we talked about earlier, sustaining pressure. That is the main goal of all of this. Hard knockdown off the command throw. Nice shimmy, and that should be more than enough.
Yep, that's one game apiece now. Closing out game 2 here for Beesu on a perfect, real dominant in that round. It only needs a couple of touches.
Yeah, that is about as good as a round can go for you if you're playing Belial. You got your shimmy, you got your big damage. Don't lose enough meter for that super to end it all off like your third or fourth hit. Definitely how you want the game to go.
I love that neutral jump beating the... Oh my god! Imagine if that had been the DP, but no, Alex has the presence of mind to go for hands. Although I think the DP might have been on cooldown.
Alright, block and punish this time. Not going to get hit by that second hit DP. Ooh, yeah, that's going to go through the meaty there, but still trying to block. Doesn't really get too much of a block. Less damage on the board, but...
Oh, were we too far away? It doesn't matter. The throw is going to connect next round on the board here for Beesu.
Very much an American reset there off the DP, which recovered maybe just barely in time to get the thing going afterwards. Oh, huge jump.
Yeah, Alex hasn't really had an answer to these neutral jumps. I think that addition of verticality here for Beesu has been giant, and that's normally such a big deal for a character like Charlotta, where that horizontal threat is really difficult to deal with. Once you introduce that verticality, it really becomes problematic for the mental stack. Stacking on that damage, are you dead?
Yeah, scales quite a bit.
Okay.
Still living. And that is your medium DP, but for Belial, a little bit different. First hit doesn't actually happen, and then the downswing on that is like plus 10. So if you block that, you're in trouble, but you can catch it on the way up in anti-air. That being said, it's just like kind of wonky enough that it's going to throw someone like Alex off, who is used to the like more like straightforward tool set. Sure, it's a good way to crack somebody. You know, very good round ender.
Backsway into the throw. Alex gets to start down 2-1 right now. Slight delays on these A's. Okay, right into the hands. How far are we going to press? Let's push the corner, but reversal comes out from Beesu.
Okay, popping OD a little early. Trying to get that chip, trying to get some damage on the board.
Oh my god, what a whiff punish.
I don't think those skills, but I am frightened for somebody. Alright, yeah, that's an Alex move. Sometimes it works. Not so much, but the delay before that, you can see waiting for something, and that kind of Hail Mary will kill at that stage.
No, absolutely. And you know, you said that's an Alex move. Alex is definitely a player who, when the mood strikes, is unafraid to bust out with the big stuff.
It's good. It's, you know, I think it speaks to a level of unconditionality.
Yeah.
You're always willing to bring one of those out at some point or another. And there is some calculating risk and reward involved there, but sometimes when you just do it, you win a round.
Oh my god, the neutral jump, nothing comes of it, but then Alex tries to move forward. Beesu already willing to take the space. Alex on the has the life lead, but now stuck up against the corner.
Good pick up there. Far H. A little bit different than the corner B&B, but a lot of damage. And again, scaling is a factor, but we are close here. And that is about as close as it gets to the end of our tournament. Beesu going up 3-1. Quick adjustment there. No speed run today. Alex gonna have to reset the console. Try again from scratch next time we play. But
you know, Alex must die % is a really hard category. It's really punishing. You know, you get all the way through the speed run, you get to the end, and it's a heavy reset point. And that always feels bad. But that's probably why his usual category does not involve scaling the difficulty up as high as it is.
Yep, and you know, at the end of the day, this animal Belial was neither killed nor saved, I think.
No.
but going to bring Beesu up into the grand champion status for today's event. So again, this is definitely my favorite person to win this thing. Very strong in games that have a lot of reward for strong neutral, and plays clean offense, gets the big damage when you need it. No surprise to me that Beesu comes off as first place today. But good stuff to everyone who played. Thank you so much for playing today, for watching. I fucking love this game. It's so good. It's easy to learn. It's fun to learn. And it's fun to get better at once you've learned the basics. So thank you so much. I am Dormancy207.
Brad Muse, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, I don't get to see this game as much as I think I would like, but every time I see it, like I said earlier, every time I get to engage with this game, I find new reasons to really like it. One of these days I'm going to have to, cop and actually sit down and play it. Maybe before the title update, but certainly with when the title update comes, when everyone's going to be coming in with a clean slate. But I think with that, we're going to be cutting to a break as we prepare to pick up with more action coming at you from BostonBlueBeat this month, because we got Strive coming up, and then obviously they're going to be running BlazBlue later on today as well, because it wouldn't be a BostonBlueBeat tournament without BBCF.
That's the game,
So we will be back in short order. But thanks for hanging out. Show some love to the Matcherino again if you haven't, and we'll be back with Strive in just a little bit.
All right, see you in a little bit.